Y vamos a seguir con el capítulo 13 en su parte 2. Estamos viendo oraciones afirmativas para he, she y it. Y lo que estamos viendo, lo que nos estamos enfocando es cómo es que el verbo cambia. A veces se le agrega una S al verbo, como ves aquí, o a veces se le agrega una E y una S al verbo. Y bueno, necesito que pongas el video en YouTube y que lo pongas para que te traduzca en español, porque yo nada más voy a leer en inglés. Tú vas a leer el significado en español en YouTube, porque te lo va a dar la traducción con subtítulos. Y bueno, quiero que te concentres en la pronunciación, quiero que repitas después de mí. Y por eso voy a repetir quizás 2 o a veces 3 veces para que te dé tiempo para leer el significado en español, pero que tú te concentres en escuchar la pronunciación y ver cómo es que el verbo cambia, cómo es que le agregamos esa S cuando hablamos de he, she o it en sentencias afirmativas. Esto solo sucede en sentencias afirmativas y nada más con el uso de he, she o it. Repito, en sentencias afirmativas. Bien, pues voy a empezar a leer desde el 101, todo en inglés. He goes to the gym every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. He goes to the gym every morning. She has a cat. She has a cat. It looks like a big dog. He eats breakfast at 7 a.m. He eats breakfast at 7 a.m. She takes the bus to school. She takes the bus to school. She takes the bus to school. It sleeps in the sun. It sleeps in the sun. He sees the stars at night. He sees the stars at night. She hears music. She hears music from the neighbor. uh, She hears music from the neighbor. It smells like flowers. It smells like flowers. He feels happy today. He feels happy today. She runs fast every afternoon. She runs fast every afternoon. It jumps over the wall. It jumps over the wall. Nota como que aquí la L no se pronuncia. Nomás pronuncias over the wall. Wall. Eso es pared. It jumps over the wall. He catches the ball. He catches the ball. She teaches English at school. She teaches English at school. It shines. It shines. It shines in the sky. It shines. It shines in the sky. He drinks juice. He drinks. He drinks juice every morning. She wears a red hat. She wears a red hat. It grows very quickly. It grows very quickly. He reads the newspaper. He re- he reads the newspaper. She writes. She writes emails to her friends. She writes emails to her friends. It floats on the river. It floats on the river. She drives to the office. She drives to the office. She dances. She dances at the party. It moves its wings. It moves its wings. He fixes. He fixes his computer. He fixes his computer. Estoy tratando de leer lento porque necesito que la traducción la leas y también repitas. Uh, she buys fruits at the market. She buys fruits at the market. It swims in the pool. It swims in the pool. He listens to the radio. He listens to the radio. She studies math every day. She studies math every day. It falls from the tree. It falls from the tree. He paints the wall blue. He paints the wall blue. She cooks pasta for dinner. She cooks pasta for dinner. It opens its eyes. It opens its eyes. He watches a documentary. He watches a documentary. She practices yoga. She practices yoga. Acuérdate que en este video estamos viendo cómo es que agregamos la S o la ES a algunos verbos cuando utilizamos los pronombres he, she, it en afirmaciones. Nada más en afirmaciones cuando se cumplen estas dos condiciones. Cuando son estos tres y cuando también son afirmaciones. Es decir, tienen que cumplirse las dos condiciones, que sean estos pronombres de manera afirmativa. Por eso los estás viendo aquí. It, he, she, it, she. Por eso es que cambia el verbo, se le agrega una S o se le agrega la E y la S o a veces nada más una S. Bien, seguimos en 135. She practices yoga. She practices yoga. It jumps high. It cleans his shoes. He cleans his shoes. She reads novels. She reads novels. It spins quickly. It spins quickly. He helps his parents. He helps his parents. She drinks tea. She drinks tea. He touches the ground. He touches the ground. It touches the ground. He rides a bike. He rides a bike. Aquí nada más se está agregando la S. He rides a bike. She sings beautifully. She sings beautifully. It shines brightly. También solo se agrega la S. La E ya es parte del verbo. It shines brightly. He plays the piano. He plays the piano. She writes poems. She writes poems. Solo se agrega la S. La E es parte de writes. It bites the rope. It bites the rope. Solo se agrega la S. He studies story. He studies story. Aquí se cambió la Y por DS. Yes. She draws cartoons. She draws cartoons. It walks slowly. It walks slowly. He feeds the dog. He feeds the dog. She opens the window. She opens the window. It closes its eyes. It closes its eyes. He listens to the podcast. He listens to podcasts. He listens to podcasts. She paints pictures. She paints pictures. It floats above. It floats above. He teaches children. He teaches children. She cleans her room. She cleans her room. It runs very fast. It runs very fast. He writes a letter. He writes a letter. She buys a new dress. She buys a new dress. It climbs the tree. It climbs the tree. He drank. He drinks water. He drinks water after running. He drinks water after running. She watches the sunrise. She watches the sunrise. She watches the sunrise. It jumps over the fence. It jumps over the fence. It jumps over the fence. He plays football. He plays football. She listens to the music. She listens to the radio. She listens to radio. It falls from the branch. It falls from the branch. He fixes his bike. He fixes his bike. She studies English every evening. She studies English every evening. She studies. It smells delicious. It smells delicious. He catches the train. He catches the train. He catches the train. She teaches at university. It flies in the sky. It flies in the sky. Aquí se cambia la Y por IES. He writes stories. He writes stories. He writes stories. He plays chess and moves slowly. And moves slowly. He eats lunch at 1 p.m. He eats lunch at 1 p.m. He cooks breakfast every morning. He cooks breakfast every morning. It shines in the night. It shines in the night. He washes the car. He washes the car. She cleans the kitchen. She cleans the kitchen. It hides under the table. It hides under the table. Solo se agrega una S. Hides under the table. He drinks coffee every morning. He drinks coffee every morning. She wears sunglasses. She wears sunglasses. It jumps on the bed. He reads he reads the book every day. She writes in her diary. She writes. It floats on the sea. It floats. He paints the ceiling. He paints the ceiling. He paints. She dances. She dances every evening. It looks. It looks very small. It looks. He fixes. He fixes the sink. He fixes the sink. She buys groceries. She buys groceries. It spins in circles. It spins in circles. He studies. Se cambia la Y por IES. She studies science. She reads magazines. She reads magazines. It moves its tail. It moves its tail. He goes to the park every Saturday. He goes to the park every Saturday. He goes. Y hasta aquí terminamos este capítulo. Vamos a seguir viendo en el capítulo siguiente este mismo tema porque hay muchos verbos más que no hemos visto. Es importante que los conozcas antes de pasar al siguiente tema. Igual y si quieres pasar al siguiente tema lo puedes hacer, pero en algún momento vas a tener que aprender cómo se usan todos estos verbos a los cuales se les agrega una S, una ES o una IES, dependiendo del verbo. Todo esto siempre cuando se cumplen las dos condiciones, cuando se cumple que sea he, she, it y que sean afirmativas. Tienen que cumplirse las dos condiciones, que sean parte de este grupo, del grupo de los pronombres de tercera persona, he, she, it, y que sean oraciones afirmativas. Nos vemos en el siguiente episodio. Gracias por escuchar, gracias por quedarte hasta el final. Hasta luego.